With the construction on Grand Avenue, which you and I talked about earlier this summer, and there was some report, and I think those of you in the city council might have even been confused about that. Should have been done in a month, and lo and behold, here we come to find out not till the end of this month. So where did the confusion come from?
Well, the confusion has come with some delays in the project, unfortunately. We've had to order some pieces that we were not expecting and some parts that we were not expecting to have to replace underneath Grand Avenue, and so it delayed the project a lot more than we had hoped.
Okay.
So, and you were absolutely correct. We had all been told and hoped that the project was on schedule to be done long before move-in weekend. So we did get 15th and Grand open for move-in weekend, and hopefully that relieves some of the congestion, but we're going to be a few more weeks on the rest of it.
It has been one of those where a lot of folks have been kind of critical of the city with the amount of construction going on, and I guess my standpoint was for Grand to be closed as long now. You're talking about 4 straight home football games next, and traffic congestion could be a nightmare, especially for the game coming up against Oregon on the 16th in about 2 weeks here.
Well, absolutely, it is a big concern. You have the construction on obviously on North 3rd Street as well, and we're going to have a lot of fans coming in from all the different entrances to the city. So the city's taken some steps to make sure that we're meeting with UW and UW Athletics, our other law enforcement partner agencies, to make sure that we have a good traffic management plan, that we'll have good signage to make sure that we don't get anybody lost on any detours as they're coming in for a game, and try to move it along as best we can. We get in such a crunch here in Laramie, not only with project delays, which nobody can foresee. You hope the project goes like it's supposed to, and then inevitably you run into something like that. But in Laramie, our construction season is so darn short. When you don't have an asphalt plant that comes online until the end of June, it's hard to get those projects moving earlier. And it's something that the city is always looking at, is how do we get those bid packages out earlier? How do we get those projects moving earlier to try to maximize the season that we have?
People often wonder, and I've even seen this question come up with some of the recent project announcements and delays, particularly with the Grand Avenue one. Why can't we start back in late May, early June?
Well, a lot of it has to do, again, with the availability of contractors, first of all. Second of all is the parts or material that we need. Asphalt is a major issue. When the city doesn't own its own asphalt plant, we have to wait for a private company to get up and running, and those typically don't come online. It seems like it's late June every year before those come online, and so when you don't have the asphalt available, you can't start the road construction. So
my question then would be, why not just start the project and then come back and finish with the asphalt later?
Well, I think that that's a valid question, and I think that it's something that the city needs to continue to look at to improve its process. We want to make sure that we're getting the best bid possible on a project. We want to spend the least amount of taxpayer dollars possible, but that means that we have to give contractors a wider time availability. The tighter the time frame, the more expensive the project gets. So trying to find that balance with all of these things to make sure that we're getting it done as efficiently as possible, good quality. Of course, we always need good quality. It's always a balancing act. But I will tell you, this is some major infrastructure repair that needs to be done in advance of the WYDOT resurfacing of that road.
Yeah, and that's not till 2019. I was thinking originally I thought that was next summer, but it's not till 2019. So could some of this have been put off until next summer?
You know, that's a good question. I would presumably say possibly, yes. However, it was already scheduled for this summer because originally the WYDOT schedule was for summer for 2018, and that's the schedule that the City of Laramie was working with. We needed to make sure we got in there and got the infrastructure work done before WYDOT was here.
All right. Well, other than that, I know there's several other kind of sewer water repair things going on, and it's just different parts of town. You're just going to have to be patient, folks. I know it's not fun, but it's affecting not just you individually. It's affecting all of us, by the way. Another piece you brought up with the signage coming in. Any chance to partner with WYDOT to let fans know what places to avoid if they're coming from west or east, in terms of places to avoid in town with some of the construction?
Absolutely. They're going to be included in all of that traffic management.
Okay.
And you know, our main entrances, Grand, 3rd Street, those are all WYDOT highways, so we have to partner with them to make sure that we're getting the best information in traffic control and working around their projects as well. So this will be the first time that Laramie's attempted a comprehensive management program because of the number of football games that we have coming up, so I hope that we do a good job for fans. We don't get anybody lost, we get everybody back out, keep our construction workers safe.